warrior. I come to you with most frightening, horrific news, and I really want to get this out to you as soon as possible. Something to get onto your agenda, something to think about, and something we all must know about, especially when it comes to our children. Mark Zuckerberg has taken upon himself to create, and it's been in the process. These things just don't come about for a long time now, but I don't know. We're told he's a genius. Is he an evil genius? Is he just a placeholder? Is he just in name? I'll leave that for another program. But I want to share with you about Mark Zuckerberg and how he is building his very own new surveillance state. I personally don't think anybody can do these things alone. I think many people have to be involved. They're complex issues, but wait till you hear about this one. So let me refer to some of my notes so I can give you some of the correct facts. He recently took to Instagram, Mark Zuckerberg, to boast that nearly 1 billion people, 1 billion people, use Meta AI. Remember, Meta is his company. That is Facebook, that is Instagram, and WhatsApp. And he wanted to celebrate the launch of a new standalone app, encouraging users to check it out. You know, he's the cool guy, right? Because now he's a surfer. Now he's got curly hair. Now he put on the eyeglasses. And it sounds, especially to young people, check it out, kind of cool. He's looking cool, right? He's looking relatable. We are not fooled, however. He's discussing playful new features. But let me get to the crux of what all this is. This just wasn't a product release. It was a warning shot from a man who is firmly in control, big tech at the top, being given all this leverage to do this, because I really believe, or else he would not be allowed if he did not have the backing of, who knows, government, other big tech. He is big tech, not really certain. But it's part of the story about this revolution, that the real threat lies in what is coming. We've been warning you. Tech people I work with will say, they won't say it on camera, this is going to be more bad than good. Remember, with technology, there's always good plus bad, right? Let's leverage the internet for good. I say that frequently on the Warriors. But this artificial intelligence, or the AGI, the artificial generating kind of intelligence, which creates its own. So listen to this one. Here's what it is. The Meta's AI, artificial intelligence glasses, sunglasses, spectacles, whatever you want to call them, right? Does anybody even use spectacles anymore? Let's call them sunglasses, all right? They look like something out of a sci-fi flick, but they're here. Now, we were introduced to something like this, remember those big, heavy, kind of virtual reality headset things? It didn't really go over, or so we thought a couple of years ago. It's funny because recently where was I? Oh, I was on Fifth Avenue, and a guy was out on the sidewalk, and I venture to say it was probably these Meta AI, now that I think about it, punching into the air like a crazy person, asking people if they wanted to try it. I obviously thought it was just another New Yorker punching into the air, but now that I think about it, he was out there in real time advertising what we're talking about today, these Meta AI sunglasses. But millions of people will be walking around soon with them, and you might not even know it. Remember, everybody went for the watches right away, tracking your every move. Let's go back. Everybody went for the phones right away, tracking our every moves. There was even talk years ago of our TV sets and our microwaves and every watching us, absorbing information to add to algorithms, and everybody laughed at that and said conspiracy theory. Fast forward to 2025, it's all true. But these glasses that millions of people, I believe, because people are followers, not leaders, will be walking around. And the danger is, you might think they're just wearing sunglasses, but these AI glasses are capable of recognizing faces, interpreting language, overlaying information in real time, and collecting so much data as their owners are simply walking down the street. So there's no privacy at all. And these glasses can also come up with comprehensive summaries about the stranger, I don't know, on the bus, on the train, across the street. Foreign speech in real time can be translated and suggest different ways to speak, record interactions without consent. This is completely frightening. And what I'm thinking of, children. And all of this is done. You're not lifting a finger to use a phone or typing a word. You're walking down the street with sunglasses on, and that person next to you, across from you, in front of you, behind you, They don't even know what you are doing. You're watching the world, and the world interpreting, filtering, rewriting to go into Meta's algorithms. And if you think you're safe just because you're not wearing a pair, think again. Because if you're not wearing them, undoubtedly somebody who is wearing them is going to point to a person that is not wearing them. So you're going to be captured, analyzed, logged in, whether you like it or not, because you are now a data point. Every glance, every word, every expression, every direction will become part of the feed. I think this is the most frightening thing at all, again, because of children, surveillance of children, the predators, those criminals, those monsters. Well, I don't want to use the word monster. It's too good of a word for the predators. They're going to go after kids with this. And they're going to know everything about kids. Kids are playing in playgrounds. They're going to show up. Looks like a guy with sunglasses on or a woman with sunglasses, and they'll be tracking that kid. They'll know what the kid's thinking. They'll know what the child, as they walk off, perhaps in a direction, where they're going, where they're living. I leave you with this thought. Imagine walking down a street and having your face scanned by dozens of pairs of these AI glasses, your expressions analyzed, your emotional state cataloged by strangers, and you didn't sign up for this. Everybody's fair game. So Mark Zuckerberg, he's not building a new product that he's so, hey guys, excited about. He's building a new world, a filtered world, an augmented world, a monitored, and he's monetizing the world where Meta becomes an interface between your mind and your surroundings. So forget the phone. The phone's outdated already. This is it. Everybody's going to be walking around in these sunglasses. And you know what? Meta becomes your co-pilot. And it's a shift. It's a shift in everything we think now. Why is the government allowing this runaway technology? Why? Where are the protections for all people, but especially our vulnerable kids? And you know what? Press doesn't cover it. We at the Warriors cover it because we knew this was coming. And it's here. And you know what? Everybody's being wired into this kind of ecosystem of Meta right now. And governments are just simply, not only the United States, all governments are really asleep at the wheel. Regulators, always lagging behind everything, especially when it comes to technology. And the American public, I'm going to focus on them right now, will be seduced by this convenience and this novelty and this validation that I'm cool walking around in these sunglasses. But you know what I say? The truth is hidden. You are giving away everything about you. You are giving away control. So the next time you see somebody walking around in these dark, maybe wraparound sunglasses that look like kind of like cool regular sunglasses, think twice. This is the direction we are heading in. Talk to your kids. Talk to them now. Age appropriate about, there are some bad people out there, especially online, real time. Be realistic. Wake up, America. Understand all of these issues. Do not close the door or close your eyes because it's too hard to deal with. 2025, it's all here. Be part of our Community Creates Change. Honor our hashtag. And when you wake up each and every day, more than ever right now, you just heard what I told you and reported about. Go out and be a warrior.